Okay, so there's really a couple ways to improve the extension. So the conventional wisdom is, I want it to go straight. What am I going to do? I'm going to press down on it, right?
You're doing that at home.
Yeah, and like anything, I don't think our bodies respond really well to that kind of stuff, right? So what we understand is, when I push on you, the natural response is for you to push back. When I push down here, the natural reflexive response, almost out of your control, is to resist. One, because it hurts. Two, because we're working and pushing against structures that are programmed to push against us. So rather than pushing down, what I find that tends to work a little better is just first getting you to relax. It should not be miserable. It should not be super painful. So like there, now you're a little more relaxed. But then what I do is real gently, I just kind of tug on the ankle. I'm pulling lengthwise through the leg so that it's not as uncomfortable. It's certainly not as fear-provoking. It doesn't make you as anxious. But as I'm pulling, the knee is going to drop down naturally. And so anything that we can do to open up the space within the knee joint is going to improve extension. And so the first thing that I would tell you, and we'll set it up a couple different ways in here, is to not just spend time with the heel propped, but to see if we can create a little bit of this traction through the leg. Now, what does that feel like?
It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I can see you're nervous. I can see you're anxious. That's okay, because you're not sure what to expect. Your ankle is tense. Everything is tense. But you can understand that once you kind of understand what you're going to feel, what to expect, nothing is going to surprise you. You can just relax, and that extension will improve. Now, just for the heck of it, it's only been about a minute or so. And it's not that I did anything, it's that you were able to relax. The nervous system was able to relax. And so where we had started at 21, we're at 18 right now. 18, almost 17. 0 being the goal. But the idea is, like I said, if I was going to press down on it, immediately you're going to flex and resist that pressure. So all I'm trying to do is just kind of gently relax the muscles. So here, you're relaxed. As I let go, it kind of tenses up just because you're nervous that it's going to hurt as it goes down. The other part of improving the extension, and I know we were talking about flexion before, we'll get to that. In order for your knee to go straight, what has to happen is the bone on the bottom has to move forward relative to the bone on top. Okay, so in other words, your knee joint is kind of like this. For me to go from a bent position to a straight position, bent straight, the two bones kind of roll on each other, but they also slide on each other. And so even if I don't have the full extension, if I can just let this lower bone move forward and the upper bone move back, the extension will get better. So you feel how I'm underneath the lower bone? Gravity is pulling this one down. I'm pulling this one up. So I want you to think about, and you can just keep rolling. So at home, I'm going to put a foam roll directly under the knee at first. Now you just relax. We'll just do this one. How does that feel?
All right.
Comfortable,
yeah.
Right? It's not really stretching. It's not changing anything. Think about where you feel that roll, because what I'm going to do just a little bit different is I'm going to bring it down right to there. Now what do you feel? Is it significantly worse? Is it any different?
No, I just feel a little bit of pulling, but I can...
You feel a little bit of pulling,
yeah.
But it's tolerable.
Right,
You
yeah.
can be in
Yeah.
this position for a longer period of time.
Yeah.
And so the idea is by moving this foam roll down, I'm below the femur, so I'm pressing the tibia anterior, allowing the femur to drop posterior, and it's a self-mobilization. Now, you're not going to necessarily have a therapist sit there for 20 minutes mobilizing your knee, but at home, you can set this exact scenario up. It doesn't have to be a foam roll. It could be a soccer ball, a volleyball, a basketball.
Yeah. I don't think I have any ball now anymore.
So, you know, if you go out to the garage and you grab a basketball,
Oh.
or something.
Girls.
Let's switch it. Now, maybe it's not quite as comfortable as the foam roll was. I'm going to play with that position. But again, we're allowing gravity and mechanics to do the work. You know, the tibia is moving down, or the tibia is moving up, the femur is moving down. We're creating this anterior pull on the lower leg. This is it. I would say 5, 10, even 15 minutes in this position. You can kind
Need
of...
to be a really hard ball, or can you just...
It needs to be pretty firm. You could probably do it with a pillow, and it doesn't have to be a ball. It's just anything that props up the lower leg, and you feel that kind of shift in the joint. You know, that's basically what we're looking for. But that's going to relax everything, open up the joint, and this is going to improve that extension without aggressively pressing you into it. Let's end this one, and then we'll pick up.